Well, doing a little Thursday night tailgate this week, and I wanted to have a guest on, one of the top players in the state, in central Indiana for sure, probably the state, I'd say, right, Davion?
Yes, sir.
Davion Chandler of Lawrence North. He's going to IU, of course, and one of the top receivers. And I would say, Davion was going to ask you about this first, but I would say one of the top receiving groups that you guys have this year is obviously you got some guys on in that receiver room that make you pretty dangerous this year. But first I want to start off. You guys 2-0 right now. You beat your rival Lawrence Central. Kind of a weird game last week. Obviously, you go up to Fort Wayne, you play a half. You obviously got the job done and get back on the bus when the Storms call the game off. But just your overall impression so far of how you guys have played through the first 2 weeks.
I feel like as an offense, we've been playing super good. I said our goal this year was to put up 35 plus points a game. I think we definitely doing that right now. First game we scored 33, second game we scored 35, and that one ended early. So I feel like we're doing good at all levels too. Like the running back from Zay to me to Bama to Mario to Tanner. Tanner been making good reads too.
So Tanner comes back in this year as the starting quarterback. I know you guys had known him before, you played with him before, obviously.
Yeah.
What's that transition been like with him as a starter this year? Obviously, he's put up good numbers, but what do you like? What do you like about his game so far?
Well, like last year, like Tanner really could have. To me, like we all knew he could have really played the whole season last year, but Tez was just so dynamic, so things was different. But like this year, he been playing good. Like he been like sticking to like what we do in practice every day. Like he doesn't like go brain, like go airhead out or nothing. Forget what we doing. Like he been on point.
And then like we touched on, you've got not only yourself, but you got DeMario Moore, who's a fast guy, speedster, track guy, and then Bama Sells. Start off with DeMario. I guess what do you like about what he's done? I'm sure you guys have a good connection out there.
Oh yeah, well that's my guy. That been my locker mate since freshman year. So yeah, I'm close with him. Him, like most people just bring up the 10-5 that he ran, but to me it's more than that. Like if you cut on the film, you can see his contested catches and that 10-5 he running by God easy. Like he got more receiving yards than me right now, so he on pace. He on pace to do something nice. He had 160 and a half last game. It's crazy.
Is that fun for you guys to kind of? I'm sure you love to see him put up 160. Are you competitive that way?
Oh I was just gonna say I'm gonna keep it real. Like we are super competitive. I feel like that's what makes us better because like we know we're not gonna get too many touches because we literally got 4 or 5 superstar playmakers on one team. So like I feel like we know every time you get the ball, like that's your chance to make something shine. So that's good.
And I know Bama Sales is a guy that people are starting to realize what kind of talent he's going to be.
Yeah.
What's your scouting report on Bama and what he brings to the table?
Bama, he is the most active young dude out there. I'm gonna keep it real. He's loud, but he loud for a good reason too. Like he gonna back it up, and then physically, like I don't even gotta say too much. Like 6'5", 210, almost running 4.4 already. Like what he's like 16, 15. Like now he actually 15. So that's crazy, And like a thing I like about Bama, he's a student of the game. Like anytime he got a question, he gonna ask me the question. And he sometimes he'll like tell me how he saw me do something on film, and he translate that to his game or something like that.
Last year you had 13 touchdowns. I'm going off the top of my head. I think it was 13 receptions for touchdowns out of your 40 overall. I think one thing that people kind of know about you is you're a playmaker. You're not the biggest. You're not 6'5" necessarily. You're not the biggest, tallest receiver, but you seem to go up and get balls and able to. How would you kind of scout what do you feel like your biggest strengths are as a receiver?
I feel like my biggest strength as a receiver is like my run after catch, and because I averaged 20 yards a catch last year, and going up and getting the ball. Like that's that's my favorite thing to do. Like fade, play on the line for like big fourth down against LC, like third and 30 against LC. Like that's the moments we really like live for. That like that's what I like. Like when we caught the play, I was like chilling. Like, thank you. Like walking to the spot, I'm ready.
You knew it was going to work.
Yeah.
Well, so you wanted to walk through your recruitment too. You end up committing to Illinois on a, I think it was on a visit, right? Towards the end of your visit, you committed there.
Yeah.
What and you're an IU recruit, as I mentioned up front, but with that Illinois visit, what kind of led to you maybe making that decision originally?
We were talking about my recruiting process in general. Like, I was a late bloomer. Like, I got my first offer this year, so like it was in January this year. So like, Illinois was kind of late too. They was number. I only had like 20, 19 or 20, and Illinois was 15. So it was just the way Coach Stepp recruited me when he got to Illinois. Like, his first day, well, I was the first receiver he offered and the first receiver he came to see when he got there. So that really meant a lot to me, knowing that they had a in-state recruit that they was on heavy, that was on them heavy too, that they were trying to get, and he came to see me before he went to go see the in-state recruit. And then when I went up there, it was just like, I ain't gonna lie, it was a family.
Mm-hmm.
It was a family environment. Like, it was hard to go like to leave that, but I just feel like I made the right choice now.
And I know I talked to you right after you committed to IU. And, when we talked on the phone, I mean, people can go read that story about, you committing there, but kind of take us through that. I mean, Indiana kind of stayed in the mix for you. You go down there on a visit, end up committing there. What kind of led to that? Or was IU always somewhere you kind of wanted to go?
Well, if I'm being real, like that was the first school that came in school offered me. That was the first school I really ever talked to other than Minnesota, really. So, that was the first time I ever talked to a coach in person.
Mm-hmm.
So that really meant a lot. And Coach Shanahan, after that, like Coach Shanahan and Coach Kuntz, like they recruited me. I ain't gonna lie, they recruited me better than everybody. Like, it wasn't close.
Mm-hmm.
And people was like, it was some great recruiting going on, but like IU really stood out. Like, I knew they really made me like feel like it was like a priority for me to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when I committed to Illinois, like nothing changed. If anything, it got worse.
When I remember talking to Coach Mallory last year. You visited Minnesota, I think it was, for a game, right? I mean, you went up there, and he said at the time, like, I don't think he knows. I don't think Davion knows how good he really is yet. I mean, can you look back at that and think, was that accurate? I mean, did you maybe not know yet, what you could become as a player?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, growing up, I was like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like locally, like everybody that like was into football locally, like growing up, like I was like a star in the city league. So like I was always like kind of the best player on the field growing up. So it was like, I ain't gonna lie, it's not like kind of something I like. It wasn't unexpected to me. Like, I really always expected it. But after my sophomore year, that's when like I started having like, is this like, am I really who I think I am? Because I remember after my sophomore year, I only had like 250 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. So when I got in that summer into my junior year, I just really just listened to Mal. Like, came in, stacked days. I remember I think we stacked like 180 days straight, other than the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you had, I mean, 250 is not bad as a sophomore at a 6A school. That's nothing to sneeze at. But when did it become, when last year maybe did you feel like, okay, I've maybe I can do this at a higher level, or when did your confidence kind of?
I think when we was doing like, in the spring, like when you go on like team 707 camps and stuff, like just the plays I was making, like I was making some nice plays I didn't even think I could make, honestly. And like the way I was playing out there at Ohio State, because we was going to play against, I remember we played against a 4-star corner, and I scored twice. So like, I think that after like we did our summer and did all the traveling and did all the comps, and I got like until like the first week before my junior year, I knew that I could have a chance to have a breakout season.
And talking to Davion Chandler here, our Thursday night tailgate. You had a chance to go down to IU this weekend for the home opener against FIU. IU ends up winning that game 31-7. But what that's a staff you committed to. Kind of what was your impression of the first game?
It was like kind of what I expected, knowing like the team they was playing against. Like, cause Coach Shanahan told me like from the jump, like even though I'm the receiving coach and I'm the offensive coordinator, like it's going to be like a balanced offense. Like, we're not just going to pass the ball the whole game. And they showed me that, because they rushed for 234 yards. and I think like three running backs scored. So like I know like the run game and stuff was popping, and I saw Coop. Coop had a couple nice catches. Miles had a couple nice catches too.
Yeah. What's it, you get some Lawrence North guys who've gone through this program and have gone on to IU. I don't know how well I'm sure you know those guys and have come in contact with them. But what's that mean for you? I mean, was that part of this decision for you, or just maybe shows you the path to get there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, those my guys. A lot of people, well, nobody knows for real. You're not supposed to know, but Coop, his mom was my 5th grade teacher in elementary school. So like, and that's my favorite teacher of all time.
Okay.
And that was before I even knew that was Coop's mom. So, and she used. It was crazy because she used to always tell me like in class, like, you remind me of my son, like. So like that's another reason why I'm so close with Coop and his whole family. And Donovan, like I met Donovan like towards like when I got here. So like, but we still as close as I am with Coop.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie, I talked to Coop more about like the program because from what I've heard, like last year when. Not to like throw shots at any staff or nothing, but like when Tom Allen was there, like Coop, like when I used to ask him about the program and how it go, like he wasn't as excited or he wasn't like I'm gonna keep it real. He used to like give like he used to keep it real with me and tell me like how it is up there and what the coaches used to be. And he used to tell me like how the coaches didn't like really push the players as much as Coach Mallory would here, and like how different that was for him, but. Another thing that like helped me in the process going to IU is like asking the same questions for the new coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the same. Like he always tell me, Coach Sid, mind him out. Like he's on you. He not playing no favorites. Like he mean business.
That's good for you to have someone you can kind of lean on that way. Obviously, Omar and Donovan, man, they were quarterback receiver combo, pretty rare that have come through here in recent years. Davion, what's kind of, so looking ahead to this weekend, you're playing a Wayne team out of Ohio that maybe people here don't know a whole lot about. I did a little bit of research last night. I know they've got a history of good teams and some talent on this year's team. But how do you approach? Is this different for you guys preparing for a team that maybe you don't know anything about from having a history with?
No, I mean we haven't really did nothing different than we did with all the other teams. Like. We did the same exact stuff. Like it's just like another week, really. But that might be one of the best teams we played this year. I'm gonna keep it real. Like going down the roster and watching film, they got some guys. I feel like they remind me of us. That might be one of the only schools like on our schedule that remind me of us. Cause they got a couple playmakers. They got big 6'5" tight end / receiver, and then they got the 3-star receiver. And then they got number 8. He's a 4-star, so that reminds me right there of me, DeMario, and Bama. So it's gonna be a good match. But when I go in on defense and I go in on number 8, I expect to shut him down.
You guys are gonna have a chance. Obviously, you're gonna, this game won't ultimately matter towards the sectional or anything like that. Yeah. Do you feel like this team is I was here last year when you guys lost to Cathedral in the sectional. Obviously, the offense kind of bogged down a little bit that night, but do you feel like this team is maybe more prepared to make a run with the overall team you have this year?
Yeah, I feel like this team is way more prepared to make a run because because of our receiver play. Like last year, I think I was like the only receiver. Like I think I had 700 or like 800, close to 800 up. And I think the next receiver had like 300 yards. So I feel like that's going to be way different this year. Like I feel like one of us going to have a band, probably another one got a band, then the next one going to have 800. So it's all going to be balanced. Like I feel like last year at the end of the season, like when we like didn't fall to me, like that's when it was over. Cathedral, like I ain't gonna lie, they had a good defense set up. It was like a pyramid triangle. It was good.
Yeah, they
did.
Now
I feel like if you do that, like you just gonna hurt yourself because we just gonna throw it to Bama or DeMario or even Turner. Because Turner been making. I feel like that's somebody nobody talk about for real either. Like Turner, that's our other slot. Like he make plays too. Yeah.
And Davion, of course, at running back, he's a guy you can turn and hand it off to, or use him different ways. That teams can't necessarily just focus all on your passing game either.
Yeah. And Tanner, he's been like a way better do it third quarterback this year. So it's really just hard to stop the offense. Like in general, to me, like, and I let the offense know every day. Like I feel like we should score every drive. Like there should not ever be like I don't feel like there's a defense in the state or even out of the state because we finna go Ohio out the state. They can stop us.
A few quick hitting things here at the end, and I appreciate Davion Chandler joining me here for Thursday night tailgate. And you guys, you have a group obviously that has been together for a while here.
Yeah.
How far do you go back playing football? When was your first? Can you think back to how what's your first experience playing the game?
It's funny. My first experience ever playing football. I think I was 4, maybe 5. I remember like yesterday. I don't even know how. Like that might be one of the only things I remember from that young. I remember it was flag football. Ran out there. Coach told me he was gonna give me the ball because it was my cousin. Coach told me he was gonna give me the ball. I ran about 4 plays out there, took off all my stuff on the field and walked off. I promise. And then my mom, because my brother, they was like, I got a big brother on the team. They was studs, so they was like the best on the team. So my mom talked to my cousin, got me back on the team the next year. So I started back up the next year.
So your first experience wasn't the best
Yeah.
and the best ever, but you're still playing.
Yes, sir.
Now a night like now, do you go home and watch a lot of football? What's kind of your football watching?
Yeah.
We got NFL starting up tonight.
Yeah, I'm finna say in the NFL started up tonight. Well, me, like always, growing up, I always been either if I'm not playing on this, I grew up playing on the Saturday and the Sunday in tournaments. So if I'm not playing, I was watching college football on Saturday and watching the NFL on Sunday. Literally sitting in front of the TV all day. Even if my favorite team wasn't playing, I just watching football.
Who's your favorite guy to watch now? Like as a
receiver.
Yeah.
Or just
just generally, or do you have a favorite team or player?
Bias. Like my favorite player to watch. I don't know why, but my favorite player is DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I just like even though like he's not nothing like I'm not nothing like him. Like I just like the Seahawks my favorite team.
Okay.
And I just like he's just physically big guy.
I grew up a Rams fan, so now we got a problem here. Rams Seahawks are bitter rivals, but that's all right.
No, I'm a Colts fan too though.
Okay.
I gotta be a Colts fan.
Yeah. What do you think about this year with IU? Are you hoping to get down there a lot, or what's your?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They had 8 home games. Already went to 1. I plan on at least going to like 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't got nowhere else to go. Nah, actually, I don't know. I might go on a game day visit somewhere.
Okay.
Might.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, good luck tomorrow. Appreciate Davion Chandler joining me here for our Thursday night tailgate. Lawrence North goes to Wayne tomorrow, and then remind me, who do you play week 4 then?
North Central is our first big game.
Okay.
Game.
Yeah. North Central. Much improved on offense this year. They've been putting up some numbers, so it looks like I saw them in the scrimmage against Noblesville, playing a lot better offensively anyway this year. So a lot of good challenges up ahead. The MIC looks interesting this year. Yet Ben Davis has struggled. Warren looks tough. You guys have played well. So it's a lot of. LC has lost another heartbreaker last week. They were up in that game against Zionsville. So it looks a little more balanced than it has in the last couple of years.
Pretty up for grabs.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks to Davion Chandler for joining me here for our Thursday night tailgate. Lawrence North again goes to Wayne, Ohio to play tomorrow. The 2-0 Wildcats at this point still undefeated.
Thank you.
Thank you.